is going on? I'm here and the only one. That's okay. Like and subscribe. There's Levi Pearl. You know how we do. Whoa! We'll be back in a few. Oh, snap. My guy, man. Yeah, man. All right, all right. Again, like and subscribe. So today we talking about DTF, the Epson 7710. All right, all right. We haven't hit the highway yet, so I can look a little bit at the lives, this and that. Bro, I'm loving my phone camera, front, back, side. You know, it's good, and then the inside. So when I do the Uber. All right, Linda, what's going on? How you doing? Hello. All right, what's going on? Linda, check out my man, Distinct Performance. He's doing really big stuff. Really, really, really big stuff. Right? He's got screen printing, DTF, well, soon to be DTF, I believe. Um, and the whole conversion situation. And who knows, maybe he might get himself a full DTF machine, like I said before on the next live. It's not about, you don't do conversion to stay with a conversion, you do a conversion to potentially buy a full on fledged real one, right? And then when you do that, what ends up happening is um, now you understand how to work the machine. When you buy one that's like brand new, when there's an issue, you just do one of these and you call the manufacturer to deal with the problem. And then you just laugh yourself off because you know how to fix the problem. If they give you a hard time, don't worry, I got it. Let me just remove this print head, clean it up. Yep, it's working again. Thank you for the extra print head. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's go. Yeah. Um. So that's what's going on. Yo. So today is, I believe, I had put in there sublimation. Man, listen. If you get jerseys and you can do white jerseys, a reversible one especially, the all majority of jerseys are made with 100% polyester, so it's easy to do sublimated stuff on it. All you do is you just print it, apply it, heat press it, you're done. Oh, don't forget you have to tape it so it doesn't move. Heat press it and you're done. All right, so that's how we're moving over here. Now I mean, um yeah, so I got the Epson 7710, and one of the thing with the Epson 7710 is that so let this guy go. All right, you go ahead too. And here I go. Gotta hurry up, hurry up. Come on, bro. Come on, come on. Let's do this. Yee. That's how we move. Nice. Yeah, some good driving. Yeah, so the Epson 7710, if you got it a couple years ago, this thing was like, I think $106. I remember back way back then um when everybody was struggling with the 1,000 subscriber. You know what I'm saying? Um, Somebody has said, "Hey, go check Epson right now. They're having a sale on one of their printers. It's the Epson 7710." This is before people were using like the Epson for everything. So then what ended up happening was that printer was like 106. I purchased it plus tax. I paid 112. I bought one. Um, if you go to if you go to other YouTubers, hold on 1 second. Yeah, if you go to other YouTubers, they got three of them. They got three of them, right? And some people grabbed even more, and now they just throw it on the market. Understand this: that printer used to cost Yeah, that printer used to cost about 106, like I said, and you could even at some places you could even get it $99, right? With tax, maybe like 103 or something like that. Now that printer costs almost $1,000. Hey, what's going on? All right, Beverly's in the house. What's going on? Um, yeah, that printer used to cost $100. It went from 100. Like you lucky if you can get it for less than $300. That's a big come up. And I remember I was looking for that printer so I can do some sublimation, and I was having some slight issues. So I said, okay, you know what? Let me just go and buy another one. Big mistake. Big mistake, man. I was like, what the heck? It's like the cheapest I can get this is $500. I'm like, oh, it's like on a hundred and something. And I was like, wow. And then I went to Amazon. Amazon said, yo, I give you this to you the cheapest $600. Right now, if you look at this printer, it's worth at least 1,200 on Amazon. Crazy. I have it featured because, yo, listen, if you have an Epson 7710 or you're able to get one of those, get it. This thing is a workhorse. And then the refillable cartridge that you can get for it, oh my goodness. Like, this thing is amazing. Like, I bought a second one. I'm hoping the first one dies. It's been 3 years with that same refillable cartridge, and this thing has not died once, has not gave me an error code. And if it does give you an error code, all you do is this: you remove one, you let the printer decide to decide. You let the printer do its print head checkup thing, and then it says, hey, you just remove a print head. I mean, a cartridge, right? But it will say the one that you remove is missing. When you put it back, it'll bring all the other ones back to normal. If you're having that issue, it's like a technical glitch thing. That's how you fix it. And then you remove all of them, you put them right back again, and then it'll go back to normal. It'll tell you full, even if it says empty. As long as you're keeping up with it, and always check, because it will continue to print even though it has no ink, because the machine makes it think that, yo, there's ink in here. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you always fill up your inks and you double check. The best time to remove your cartridges is when you turn the printer off, right? You turn the printer off, and when you turn it off, what happens is um, it goes to a printhead alignment thing before it actually turns off. Just pull the plug right as soon as it moves away from this docking station. Pull the plug. Once you do that, you move the cartridges, you refill them, put them back, plug it back on. The printer will tell you, hey, listen, you just unplugged me. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? It says it in so many words. And then, yeah, don't mind that, right? And then it just starts printing regular again. You do a printhead cleaning just to make sure everything is good with the inks, and then you're back to normal, man. I've had this thing for years, and I've used it every single year since I've had it. Like, out of all my machines, it's lasts the longest. It's been here the longest. Even when it gives me issues, I'm like, yo, man, what the? It won't print large prints. That's another thing. If your Epson 77 won't print large inks, do not do not go to the Epson printer itself and change um, the size, right? Do not change the size. What you want to do is to print from, like, send the image to, like, what do you call it? What's that thing called? Um, Corel Draw. Send it to Adobe Illustrator, and what's gonna happen is when you hit print, it's gonna give you under preference. You can click preference, right? When you click preference, if you want to do large 11 by 17, you just click the 11 by 17 or the A3, right? A3 is 13 by 19, just so you know. Um, so you set it up for that on the computer, not on the printer, right? If the computer, you set it up to do whatever you want to go back to, um, settings, general settings, scroll all the way down, default. Change every that will bring everything back to normal. And then when you're printing, you print from the computer, right? And also you edit the print size from the computer. That's a little caveat for you in case you're trying to print large print and the print is like, yo, I can only handle 8 by 11. That's a lie. It can do larger than that. It can even do A3, 13 by 19. You just have to put the paper size in there correctly, right? Make sure it's close, it's butted to the front tab and the back tab and the side tab, whatever, right? And then once you have all that established, right, and you have the print size under Corel or Adobe set at whatever print size that you want it to, then you hit print and it will print the image. Don't forget to do reverse, because if you don't do reverse, you're gonna get the image as if you just printed it regular. All right. So that's how you troubleshoot that printer. That's how you use that printer. And those are little things that I had to learn along the way. I used to be upset, like, yo, this thing's not printing large prints. It's not the machine. It's just you got no little hacks to be able to get it to do what you want, right? If the printer starts printing weirdly or weird, um, that's okay. What you do is this, right? So this is the cleaning portion. What you do is this: when you're cleaning your printhead, you take some paper towels, right? Some Dawn paper towels. You fold it at least 3 times, right? You spray some uh I would do alcohol. I like to spray alcohol because the alcohol dissolves really fast. But if you don't have alcohol, you have what's that thing called? Windex. Spray some Windex on there, and then um before you do that, you wanna make the print head believe that it's about to do a print head cleaning. The minute it moves away from its carriage, you unplug it. Once you unplug it, now you have easy access to move the printhead back and forth. As you're moving the printhead back and forth, right? Now that you have access to move the printhead back and forth, you take a Dawn paper towel. I'm saying that because they're a little thicker. Um, you fold it 3 times, enough that it fits into the printhead printing area for the printer, and then you douse it with some what we call Windex. Alcohol is preferred. That's what I use. And you move the printhead back and forth. Well, forward motion, right, to get the ink out because when you're moving it back and forth, you're putting the same ink right back, right? Forward motion towards away from the printhead holder. After that, you move that. You can flip it backwards, spray it again, and then do it again. Do it at least 3 to 4 times to make sure you don't see. You will always see ink. The reason why you'll always see ink, um, Windex works well. I agree with you. Um, the reason why you will always see ink is because the print head has to have ink inside its inside the holes that push out the ink, right? Ink holder inside the ink holders. And once you've wiped it a few times, at least 3 or 4 times, what ends up happening is this, right? When you go to do your pre-head cleaning, you may notice there's no ink coming out. Don't worry about that. It's just taking some time to refill the ink head right back so you can be able for it to push out the ink. Because remember, when you're pushing the ink back and forth, you're removing ink from the ink holder. It has to pull a certain amount of ink and hold it there. So when it's time to print, it pushes the ink that's already set and ready to go. So when you remove the ink, you remove a piece of it that's supposed to be set. It has to push it back until it's at the optimal spot so it can just push the ink every time you say print. That's what's happening in case you don't see any ink, right? You let it print. Now you do it 3 times, stop. You turn off the printer, let it rest for a little bit, about 1 minute to 2 minutes. Come back to it if it doesn't print or if you start to see ink but it's not 100% like it's supposed to, then you let it print again, and then I think at least between, I'd say, 9 to 12 tries of printhead cleanings, like you should be able to get it clean. You know what I'm saying? Some people may not take that long, so I'm just speculating. Um, but yeah, so that's printhead cleaning. And then I explained to you about the paper. Like you can put all types of paper in there, but always change the paper size from the actual printing software, right? And right before you printing, even if you don't use the printing software, before you print, it asks you, um, do you want a certain number of pages to print? Do you want a certain size to print? Sometimes it allows you to reverse the print, right? And then when you go to the size of the print, that's when you set it. So it can know, okay, I want you to print 8 by 11 or 11 by 17 or 13 by 19. Yes, it can print 13 by 19. Um, but yeah, I primarily use 11 by 17. But yeah, so I print a lot of log pages, facts. Even had fixed what they said, you will, man. Listen, this is the go-to print. So now we're gonna move on to prints. Now, here's the thing with sublimation, right? Especially using that printer. Like that printer, I don't know if they mistakenly before they realize, yo, this is a good crafting printer. Maybe we should start setting like defaults on these so they can stop printing at a after a certain amount of numbers, or when the printing refillable. I mean, when the printing, no, what am I talking about? When the waste tank is full, we can tell them to buy another one and then start setting up the machine to malfunction. They didn't do that with that printer because realized what that printer was capable of. So what ended up happening is now we're using that printer to do all sorts of things, and we're making that printer work. You know what I'm saying? So what's happening now is they gave us a machine that's a workhorse. The Epson 7710. The reason why you see it so high in price, if you're trying to buy it now, yo, this thing is a workhorse. I'm telling you, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? You lucky to have one. You know what I'm saying? If you got one, you need to kiss that thing, man. The other day, I did. It was a while since I used it. I set it up. I purged it. I did all that stuff. Fixed it. Got upset with it a little bit. But when it started printing and I started seeing that sublimation, oh my god! I think a tear came in my eye. Sorry. Yeah, like man, this thing is crazy, yo. It's crazy. Oh man, yo. Try to do try to find an image with like diamonds sparkling and stuff like that and sublimate that. You're gonna be like, whoa. It's almost like doing glitter, and it's even better. And if you have really good artwork, man, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. All right. So now let's talk about um methods of printing, right? With the Epson 7710, don't sleep on that printer. Even though it may be, I'd say, middle entry printer, meaning like, it can print 11 by 17, 13 by 19, right? But it can't print the 24-inch wide by 8 feet high, whatever. It's okay because guess what? I did a video, right? And in that video, if you have a small printer, whether it be an 8 by 11 or a 13 by 19 printer, right? You can do what is called tiling. All right, to do tiling, what all you have to do is this, right? Let's say you want to do an all over print on a shirt, and I gotta have that done. I've been sleeping on it. Um, it's the same concept. It's the same concept, and a lot of YouTubers have done it. Check it out. Just do sublimation tiling, and you should see my video, or you'll see other people video actually doing it. My videos will just show you how to set it up so you can do it, right? And then eventually I'm gonna do it. So with DTF, I mean, I got DTF in the brain. Yo, that DTF is crazy. You can. I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that. All right, I'm gonna save that. Yo. Well, anyways, printing, tiling printing. All right, cool. So yeah. Oh, I agree with you. I agree with you. All right. But just so you know, you can do DTF with this printer. Ooh, I've done it. Mm, mm. There's a trick to it. I must say it soon. Um, light color, no white. All right, because it's only 4 cartridges. Anyways, back to sublimation. So what you do is this, right? So if you're doing sublimation tiling, you take the image. You will need to at least have Adobe or what's that thing called? Damn it, CADWorks. No, CorelDRAW. Yeah, I use CorelDRAW majority. Yes, you can. I have a video on it. Um, yeah. Um, yeah. So what you do is this, right? With CorelDRAW, you go to it and you hit print. When you hit print, you want to preference. When you go on preference, there's a section on the bottom that people normally don't know to look for, but you will, right? It's in my video also in case you need it. In there it says tiling, right? In the tiling, it shows you the minute you press on it, it shows you how the tiling will look like. If it's just a bar going sideways, which is so all tiling is multiple prints that the printer will do. All it does, and it will show you, all it does, it cuts the image either in half, in sections, or in multiple sections, and basically it's dicing the image for you. So if you want an image that's like uh 2 feet by 2 feet, it will do that for you, even though your printer doesn't print 2 feet by 2 feet, right? It just cuts into multiple sheets, which we call tiles, and you just cut up the sheets, butt them up together to make it look as if it's one image, and that's sublimation tiling. With that, you can do 2 feet, 100 feet if you want. It's a lot of printing, but yeah, you can do as many as much as you can. The only difference is you have to make the image bigger, and to do that, you need Corel or Adobe or any image software that allow you to manipulate an image and make it into a vector and all that, right? So that's sublimation tiling, right? So now we're going to move into the advantages of having a Epson printer for sublimation. So um, when you have an Epson printer for sublimation, a lot of people don't realize is the print heads don't really clog as much, which is why it's optimal for DTF. If you notice, majority of the printers that they're using, all they did was they took off the face, right, and then they just slapped their company image on it, right? Either turning into a box with this little funny looking thing that looks like an alien machine. But yeah, majority of those printers are um, Epson P no Epson L805, Epson 1400, Epson 1430, Epson 8L 1800, P600. Those are all Epsons. Those are all old machines. Had you gotten one of those machines from like, and also check a bargain. You'll find a lot of those machines in the bargains because people don't know what those machines can do for us, the garment printers, right? So what ends up happening is they use that machine to just print. Once it's done printing, they think there's an issue with it because they don't take care of their print heads. So obviously it's gonna clog. So since it's clogging, you get that printer, you clean the clog. Guess what? You have an optimal printer ready to go, right? So yeah, so that's the little caveat of having those printers. If you can find them, especially on eBay, bro, get those printers because once people start finding out that yo, this Epson 1400 I have, which I barely use and I don't even need anymore, These guys are making sublimation DTF printing on them. Yo, let me find out. Going YouTube. Oh snap! Yo, look how much this printer's worth. It still has value. Guess what? Now, just like the Epson 7710, the value is gonna skyrocket. So if you can get one of, if you're watching my channel, get you an Epson 1400. There right now, the best ones you can get. Make sure it's $300. And it doesn't say for parts. $300 doesn't say for parts, or even if it does, as long as they showing you that it can print, you're good to go. Because all it is a print head issue, and you just clean that thing, and you're good to go. Now you have yourself a $3,000 DTF machine that you only purchased for $300, right? Now we're gonna go into DTF again, since we're segued into that with the Epson 7710, and then after that, I'm gonna end the live because I gotta go. Gotta make a call. Um, so yeah, so a lot of people are wondering like, yo, how they doing this DTF hack? Okay, I learned about it, right? You the Epson 7710 or any Epson you have can do DTF. The only difference is it can only do it for like light color prints, not dark color prints. I mean, yeah, not light color shirts, not dark color shirts. My apologies. So by you having this printer, it's going to do what it cousin will do, like the Epson 1400, right? So if you have an Epson 7710, okay, I use an Epson E2 2800 and Epson P1500 for sublimation. All right, cool. Um, nice, nice. So if you have the Epson 7710, right? Now I know we're talking about sublimation. Like I said, you can do tiling with it, and with the tiling, you don't have to worry about buying a printer that costs you like thousands of dollars. You can use the Epson 7710 to buy, I mean, to print extremely large prints just by tiling. And you can do that with any printer, by the way, any printer. It's not just the Epson, any printer. Because all you're doing is going into the software, telling it to do tiling, and then after that, that's it. If you want to know, again, I have a video on it that tells you exactly step by step how to do it. Um, and I go into little details about it too. And check out other YouTubers that have a little bit more. Also, I know my man Distinct Performance is gonna have information about it. Check them out. Know what I mean? Support each other over here. You know what I'm saying? Um, because sometimes only we understand what we do. And then guess what? A lot of stuff I learned it from not a lot of YouTubers that they can use their Epson 7710 for sublimation. Let's say sublimation. back, and always you just tape the front to the back, right? From the top, from the bottom, and not so much the side, but if you want to go extra, you can do the side. You know what I'm saying? Frozen. Yikes. Am I back? I don't know if I'm back. Hopefully I'm back. Oh well. Yeah, so now that you know that, right? It's a long traffic. Now that you know that, take the printer and anyways, open the printer, whatever size paper. Okay, back. Cool. All right. So whatever size paper you're gonna print for the DTF sublimation, right? First, you take regular paper, put on the back, right? The thinner the paper, the better, right? Because you don't want it to be butting up to the print head, right? So now, you take the thank you, Linda. You take the printer. I mean, you take the paper, you put it in. You want to tape front to back the DTF film on top, the paper on the back. You want to make sure you scratch it. DTF has a coating on it that's almost like wax. So when you scratch it, you'll know which one is front, which one is back. When you scratch it, you're supposed to get a little bit of coating. That's almost like wax. That means that's the front because it's coated so the ink can go on there and sit on there because this is plastic. If you take water, you put on plastic, water just rolls around. It doesn't stay still, right? So then afterwards, it may look a little bit funny at first, so be ready for that. But if you don't mind that, over time with prints, the printer will just do it normally. Um, but if you don't mind how the prints come out, you put the paper and the VTF sheet together, you let it print, it prints out, right? Now this is the part we want to get to so I can get out of here. All right, so now once you have the printer set and the printer is printing, the image is already set. I've already gotten to that. I need to move forward. Okay, cool. So now the image is set. You have the image. Um, you want to put your powder on it. Once you put your powder on it, right? The the DTF um, powder will be coated with the ink. Now, here's the thing: when you put the DTF film to warm with the powder, so you can get the DTF film. I mean, so you can get the DTF image. And when you have the powder will look like almost like if you've ever eaten an orange, it'll look like an orange skin if you do it right, right? So basically, all that powder melts together and turns into a solid, right? So once you get that, now you have a DTF film. So you can do a DTF sublimation image with your Epson sublimation printer. The only difference is the ink is sublimation. Now you can put it on cotton, polyester, all those different things that you couldn't do with regular sublimation ink. So with the Epson 7710, if you don't want to go through with that whole having like the whole big DTF printer that has the white that always clogs and this and that, the regular ink doesn't clog like that. Since it doesn't clog like that, guess what? That means you have a printer that can go on any type of garments. The only difference is, just like regular DTF, I mean sublimation, it can only go on light garments. But that's fixable. If it's your own brand, just do a lot of black images. You know what I'm saying? You do a lot of black images, black will go on anything. Black will even go on black. You know what I'm saying? You just won't see it as much, but black will go on black. It's not as transparent. And you can set up the printer to print multiple times the same image. What you do is when you're on the software, so you can have a little bit more opaque, when you're never tried that hack, you should do a video on that. Oh, I already did. I already did. It's called Epson converting Epson 7710 DTF. Yeah, so now the printer is printing, right? Now I'm gonna teach you why the printer is able, the sublimation ink is able to sublimate, or I damn it, I gave it up. Why the sublimation ink is able to work with the um the powder. Okay, a vinyl is made, by the way, with polyester. A lot of the vinyl is made with polyester products, right? So when you take a DTF powder is made with polyester. So when you're doing sublimation with the DTF powder, you're actually sublimating the powder. You're sublimating the powder. So now when you put it on the shirt, that's why it feels so soft, because you don't have the ink on top, because the powder has been sublimated, aka the powder has absorbed the ink coating. So all that's on top is the coating, not the ink. It's a little hack for you. That's the DTF sublimation printing. And to get there, again, you take the printer. You don't have to put DTF ink on there. You keep your sublimation ink, right? Um, you take the DTF film. You take a regular paper. The thinner, the better. You tape it together. You have it print. Sometimes it takes a little bit of trial and error, right? You have the printer print the image. Sometimes the image comes a little bit weird too, depending on how much powder or wax is on the DTF film to hold the ink, right? So once it prints, you use the powder. You warm up the powder. As you're warming up the powder, you're actually sublimating the powder. And then when you put it on the shirt, the powder that turns into that I guess adhesive, shirt adhesive, is is sublimated, and now when you put it on the shirt, it feels soft, and that's the DTF hack. All right. If you stayed long enough, you learned something that's big. Now you can put DTF sublimation on cotton, polyester, 100% polyester, 100% cotton, 50-50. I gotta go. Levi Apparel. Stay tuned for more. I'm gonna do some more lives. All right. I gotta go. My boy is like, yo, man, you should have called a while ago. We out.